Today, I will be commenting on Carol Ann Duffy's Whoever She Was. Today, I'd like to investigate the field of identity, specifically the global issue of loss and how the experience of loss affects one's identity, and how they continue to live after the crisis of loss. So, from my understanding of the poem, I believe that the person writing it was done by the perspective of like a nurse in World War I who had children who may have like died during attacks during the war. Um, and this is because it references soldiers throughout the poem, as well as the fact that, well, there's a quote: "My hands still wet sprout wooden pegs." I take this as like her hands still wet with blood from the soldiers who are wounded and need care. Um, the sprout wooden pegs could be like she is the one who is helping in amputations, because when somebody's leg is like amputated, they a wooden peg is often what replaces it. And then the word mummy is repeated multiple times throughout the poem, and I think that could be because she was a mom, but really had children that passed away during the war. Now, the thing that makes me believe that it could be during World War I is the line. I have to find it. Let's see. Well, it says making masks from turnips in the candlelight. Now, when I read turnips, I kind of thought of turnip stew, which was the only real food Germany had left in the later stages of World War I, around 1918. And all they could eat was turnips, and the only crop they could really produce was turnips. And yeah, I kind of just when I read that, I was like, could that be Germany in World War I? So this whole poem, I believe the person, like, from the perspective, it was somebody who was constantly experiencing loss and was surrounded by loss of life. This could be seen in whoever she was. Forever their wide eyes watched her, and I took this as forever their wide eyes watched her. It's like the forever part is the fact that they will soon pass away from their wounds, and that they won't survive it. So like the entire forever of their life, they're watching her, the person taking care, and tending to these soldiers' wounds. And then right after, as she shapes a church and steeple in the air, oftentimes people are buried. Death can kind of be seen outside of churches, in graveyards and stuff like that. And then six silly ladies torn in half by baby fists. That's kind of seems very gruesome, somewhat. Like it just conveys a gruesome scene of like blood and stuff. My maiden name sounds wrong. That, I believe, conveys the fact that like she's like, it's like she's being addressed by her last name, possibly because she lost her husband in the war. And then so she doesn't have that last name anymore, and it just sounds wrong to her because that's what the like military people would be referring to her. And then lastly, the things the thing that really conveys change in identity, but also keeping identity throughout the crisis, is that right after these soldiers who observe her forever with their wide eyes watch her as she shapes a church and steeple in the air, she cannot be myself, and yet I have a box of dusty presents to confirm that she was here. I think that's like symbolic of like she's seen so much death and everything that she doesn't feel herself anymore, yet she still has like um leftovers of her old identity and stuff to confirm that like she is still the person that she was before but forever changed. um so throughout the poem, the events of Lost are described throughout imagery, and by the end the main character finds it hard to believe that they are the same person from before the time of violence and loss starts, but they are in fact still the same person.